You're listening to Goons, Games, and Gear, the sexiest gaming podcast in the world.
It's scary. It's time. It's Halloween, assuming it goes well this time. It's his Halloween special.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Mario hat. I'm Mario with cancer. Derek's Naruto. That's why my hat. That's why my hat's white. Right. That's my
Yeah.
that was a power up. I'm sick, so that's my costume. Also, there was no overalls to buy anywhere local, so it was ill proper planning.
Believe
Okay?
it.
Yeah, believe,
Yeah.
believe. Dude, do you have a shuriken or a kunai?
No. I
Can
should have
you
got one.
do some jutsus?
Yeah, it's like sexy jutsu.
You're shirtless, like.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Where did these
Whoa!
puppies come from?
So okay, we're doing a horror game tier list. There's a lot to go over.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's go through the tiers. From top to bottom, super spooky, which is like very scary. Play at your own risk. Pretty scary. There's a good amount of scares. Yeah, it's like you're not gonna be like peeing yourself the whole time. Kind of scary. It's like I guess just bordering on horror. Like it could be scarier. Barely scary. It's like why it's not that scary. I mean, there's a few jump
Yeah.
scares. I can't really think of something off the top of my head that'd be barely scary. Scary. We'll get there. Not a horror, which is like there's no scare factor to be had. It's just
Right.
like it's not
I
scary.
already see one that's going in that category, so.
Okay. Just garbage, which I guess is just a bad game. It's like it's just not meant to be there. And haven't finished or played. So that's kind of self-explanatory. So
Yeah.
yeah, remember like, comment, subscribe, get us to 1,000 subscribers basically everywhere, especially YouTube, so we make pennies on the dollar. Join us on Discord, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, everywhere social media. And that yeah, so let's get started. So it looks like this is going in order of what's it called?
Right.
Like
It's like
IP.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
series. Yeah, so the first one is Resident Evil 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um so this is the original, not the remake. Uh
Yeah. It has the remakes in it, but
right, right. So
uh
I
I don't
mean,
remember being scared of this game as a kid.
it was I guess I mean I think it was like
It's
it
like
had like
spooky,
it had
I
like
guess,
jump
but
polygon jump scares. It's just
right.
like
Right.
oh my god, and like something that's like three different like polygons. It's like all right, I guess it's kind of scary, but I'd
Right.
put like
The scariest part was like the door animations that you had to wait 10 minutes for.
the loading zones. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I can see that. That's definitely
I
horror.
I
As
guess
for
kinda scary? I don't know.
for its time, yeah, I'd say it's
For
kind of
its
scary.
time,
It's hard to
yeah.
judge it now.
Yeah.
It's like I wouldn't be
Right.
scared now.
Right.
Resident Evil 2, though, and this is the remake, so
The remake? Yeah, it was pretty good. I there was a couple times I, like, shivered when I was playing that just with, like, the jump scares. I thought they've been killing it with, like, the remakes, so, uh, I'd say that one's pretty scary. That one's definitely better
right,
than,
of
like, the
course.
old school ones, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say pretty scary. I played some of it, and I've also watched some of it. It definitely has its moments. I think it like the scary parts is the jump scares, and even then, it's like not
Right,
too much.
right.
You don't get like a general horror vibe. It's still a good game though. Like
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
general, yeah. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
3, I don't mm, it's the same problem as the first game where, like, the original is just kinda, like, goofy scary,
Right.
but the remake, they really, like, upped it with I think it's really, like, the graphics that really do it.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
Um, 3 though, out of the, like, originals was definitely, like, the scariest one where, like, Nemesis would, like, follow you around the city and just break through doors
Mm,
randomly.
right. So I'm not seeing the remake on. Well, oh, there's that one. I don't see the
Yeah,
remake, right?
I guess that yeah, they didn't put the 3 remake on there. I don't know how up to date this list is, but
Right. So I'm thinking
the
like
original, I'd put it in the same category as the first one, but, like, ahead of it.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean, like it had like the stalker vibe, right? Where
Right.
you feel like something's just chasing you like the whole game. And also he's in Dead by Daylight. I forget his name though. They always can't name them the actual name. They always have to do
Right.
something like off brand. I would have named him like Burn Victim or something because he's
Right.
just
It's like a
uh,
synonym for nemesis, like acquaintance or something.
evil acquaintance.
Evil acquaintance.
Okay, Resident Evil 4. It's
I
like this is where it started losing its horror vibe though.
right. Like I can't even think of a scary part in 4 other than maybe like the chainsaw
The
guy
chainsaw guy, right?
when you like first run into him. Yeah, I'd say like
Barely
the
scary.
next like 3, yeah, barely scary.
Yeah, I'd say barely scary. Yeah, it's like it started going kind of like actionish or more action, less like scary
Yeah.
vibes. Um, yeah, but Resident
5
Evil
is just
5, I would say that's not horror. like
no.
it's
That's
like
just a masterpiece though. Chris punching boulders and like shooting RPGs.
yeah.
It's scary that they created it.
Yeah,
I
it
think
does.
that's probably S tier for the
the,
scares.
the horror is that it exists.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think not a horror, right? I mean,
Yeah, that and 6. Yeah, they're like
right.
way from horror.
Yeah, yeah. They're just there's action movies in a game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I never played Code Veronica. Uh,
I think I've only ever played it once, and I know George is going to be mad at me, but I like don't remember anything about it. Yeah, I'd just put it in uh haven't played, I guess.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I just can't remember it.
I never hear anything about Code Veronica like ever. So
There's like a cult following that they want the next remake to be that one. So
oh, okay. What is this one? Resident Evil on the Wii?
yeah,
I got
I don't think I ever played that one. I have no idea what these next couple are, to be honest.
All right.
There was one on the Game Boy. Jeez.
Deadly. Yeah, no. This is
Yeah.
these are fan made games. These aren't
Something, yeah.
Resident Evil. I don't.
Raccoon City.
Alright.
That's Operation Raccoon City. That one wasn't like a bad game. It was like the very beginning of it where the outbreak happens.
Oh, it's a prequel.
Yeah. Was it scary though? Nothing sticks out from it, so I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say like barely scary
Barely scared
from that one.
Also on the PS3. Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Hit the wrong. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. What is this Outbreak? I never heard
Outbreak.
of this one.
It was garbage. Just never play it. Play any of the mainline series.
What is this? This looks like Outbreak as well. What is the?
Yeah, I don't know what that one is.
That one looks like part 2.
Resident
Two different
Evil.
parts. That
Yeah, just both garbage.
okay. Also, it just says Resident Evil. What is?
So that's the first remake they did of the first game on the GameCube.
Oh wow.
They didn't really change anything. It was all the same.
Oh, same graphics.
I think it even had like well, they like HD'd them a little as best as the GameCube could, but then they still had like the door loading zones and everything.
God.
Yeah, it didn't do anything for the game. It just put it on a newer system.
So not a horror?
Yeah, just
scary.
right next to the other one, wherever that one was.
Up here.
Yeah,
kind of scary.
The same exact game. Yeah.
Okay. Revelations 2.
I don't think I ever finished it because it was like episodic, and I didn't have it when the last episode came out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'd put it in never played.
Okay, perfect. Resident Evil Survivor 2.
Yeah, no.
Never played it.
Yeah, just keep
Survivor.
going.
Never
Yep,
played
keep
it.
going. Yep, go ahead, keep going.
Umbrella Corps?
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get to 0 there.
All right, I have 0.
All right, so 0 was the first prequel that they had did. It's basically on par with the first game. So,
like barely scary.
Yeah,
kind of scary.
Yeah, kind of scary. Like for the time, it was cool.
Oh, okay.
It's all that like clunky like stop, turn, shoot,
Stop,
and
turn,
then
shoot.
walk, and yeah.
What about, is this
And then
Resident
the
Evil 2 again?
OG 2. Yeah, I'd put that in between 3 and the first game. That's just the ranking. I feel like 3, 2, and then 1.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright, that's
All right,
oh,
that's all
that-
Resident Evil.
sheesh. Only one was pretty scary, and that was 2.
Yeah.
Wait, where's Villages on here?
Yeah, this must not be that updated. Yeah, because it doesn't have 7 either. Unless it's like down somewhere.
No, I don't think so. I don't want to blame who gave me
don't
this
see it.
list, but I'm gonna say, whoever gave me this list should have.
Not very updated, but
Yeah, but if there's more, it's gonna take all night. So,
right.
This is original Resident Evil.
Silent Hill.
Oh, sorry. Wow, what did
All
I
right,
say?
so Silent Hill 1's amazing. And definitely like spooky. Like that's
I'm gonna play it now.
I'm gonna put that one in pretty scary.
Oh, pretty scary. Okay, like
Yeah,
behind
but
Resident Evil
then
2, or
yeah, probably behind it. But then 2's our first like super spooky. There's a reason they're remaking the second game and not the first game.
oh, really?
And 2 is just like a million times better.
Now 2 is the one with the awesome dog ending, right? Where it's a
Yes.
yeah. Okay. See,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
definitely that's. I mean, even if it wasn't super spooky, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 for that
Yeah.
superb ending.
Yeah.
It's like, I like canonically, that's how I want that game to have ended.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's perfect. They knew their fan base, what they wanted.
Silent Hill 3.
I don't remember 3 very much.
Excuse me, I'm dying.
Yeah,
Okay, so I haven't played.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a 4th Silent Hill.
It was really bad.
The Room.
Yeah.
Garbage.
It's really bad.
Is it a horror or like is it supposed to be a horror? Because
They like tried to make it scary, but like I don't know. The game was just like not fun. The controls just like sucked. The story made no sense. I couldn't even tell you what happened. You end up in like a lab somewhere where they're like releasing ghosts into the world.
cool.
It was literally like Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Silent Hill Book of Memories.
I never played it. It was a Vita exclusive.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure
I
that's gonna
can
be
bring myself to, it's going to go
super
down in
scary.
history. Yeah.
Well, he just gets so scared, just throw the Vita. Like,
Yeah.
oh my
And
god.
sitting on the toilet and just like drop it in. Like, oh no.
Silent Hill. What is this?
Downpour.
Never.
Downpour was pretty good. Scary factor? Probably whatever is above barely scary. Kind of scary. Yeah, I'd put it there, but like at the bottom.
Okay.
It was like one of the best of the newer ones they've done.
Oh, okay.
So,
what about?
but then like,
yeah, no, continue.
I was just gonna go to the next one. But
oh, okay. Yeah. Silent Hill Homecoming. Now, is this one about like a school dance gone wrong? Because that's like my hope for it.
I don't know if I ever played this one. I just heard terrible things about it. I think you go back to Silent Hill, like the town, and some like stupid stuff happens, and everybody's like, "Why?" Like it made no sense.
Why are you back here?
Right.
Origins. Silent Hill Origins. Never played it.
Yeah, I never played that.
I never really gave Silent Hill a shot. I just remember seeing the dog video, and that's all that really mattered to me. This is a game on the Silent Hill.
I regret never playing this game on the Wii because now it's also like $180 game on the Wii.
Really?
But apparently it's amazing. Like this was like one of the best Silent Hill games since like 2, and I just never played it.
Really?
Yeah, even with the motion controls, people said it's just like amazing. But one day.
What is this game? I can't even read it.
I can't even.
It's Silent Hills.
The heck is Silent Hills?
Like
a show?
Is it like 2? It says it's on PS4.
Silent Hills PS4.
Yeah, it looks like I can't read the like.
Oh, it's PT.
Oh,
Oh, PT?
Oh, that
That's
that gets
God
super
tier.
spooky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's
For a
super
demo
spooky.
that people are like still fighting to try and keep on their system, that's
Right.
probably like the highest thing right now. Yeah,
That was insane. That was
yeah,
like some of the scariest game I ever played, and you're in
right?
like 2 rooms in total.
I'm honestly disappointed that Konami's like they announced all that Silent Hill stuff, but like this isn't part of it at all.
Right.
Like I don't think one of the games they announced is going to be this one with Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, wasn't he like just I mean the whole product was dropped, right? Because of
Right, because Kojima
yeah.
left. So,
That's a shame. That game was insane.
oh yeah, if that was just the demo, I couldn't imagine what the whole game was going to be like. It must have been godly. We'll never
Umbrella
see it.
Corpse?
That is not a horror game. That is a multiplayer shooter game in the Resident Evil universe.
Not a horror.
There's not a yeah, not a
horror.
spit of horror in that game.
So I never played the original Alone in the Dark. However,
I never
the
played them. Yeah,
the one that came out in what was it?
it was like 2003, wasn't it? On the 360.
It was on
right?
360. I don't think they were not out. The 360 was not out in 2003. I don't think that's true. But I
2008.
yeah, that makes sense. I don't see this as a like I don't really see it as a horror game. I know it was trying to be like scary, but it was
Right.
there's more of a feeling throughout the game, no jump scares, nothing really like I don't know. I think it's just like barely scary.
Yeah. They're remaking it. Apparently there's like a cult following for it, so they're
I can
like,
see
yeah,
that.
we'll do a remake.
Never played those Alone in the Dark. Never played Alone in the
Yeah,
Dark.
no.
Clock Tower. Never heard of
The
it.
only Clock Tower game I played was 2, and it was really interesting. It has a like really good story to it and stuff, and I know people like love that franchise. It was pretty scary at the time. I think it was on PS2. Was Clock Tower 2.
I actually played Clock Tower, but it was in the form of Yu-Gi-Oh. It was for my
Oh
Destiny
yeah,
Hero cards and the summon one of the bigger Destiny heroes at the time. I was pretty. It was a pretty scary card.
yeah.
Pretty scary.
I put it in kind of scary
Oh, really?
for the time. Yeah.
Clock Tower 3?
Clock Tower 2
Oh, I just didn't see it. Which one? Oh, that's 2. So
with the girl on the
the
front.
first one was on the Super Nintendo. Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Is it kind of scary?
yeah. Kind of scary.
Okay. What? That's another Clock Tower game. I never heard of it.
Yeah, no, never played that one.
Cold Fear. Never heard of it.
I think I own it on Steam. It was like free from somewhere, but yeah, I've never played it.
You get frostbite. Oh, oh my god. I'm freaking out. Never played it. Dark Watch.
That cover is so nostalgic for some reason,
It
and
looks
I
like
don't know why.
It looks like the Butcher in Dark Souls 1.
I think it was like a Van Helsing game. I think I owned this game as a kid. Yeah, you were. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So you were like Van Helsing killing demons and stuff, basically. Or
Oh,
like
I think I
McCree.
played this then, but I don't remember being scary.
Yeah, I'm like scrolling through gameplay. I don't remember this being scary at all. Yeah, it barely scary. Or not a horror.
Not a horror, right?
Yeah.
Echo Knights. I never heard of it.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
I don't even know what this is. Beyond.
Never
Echo
heard
Knight,
of it.
again. Never heard of it. The original Evil Dead games.
I think
I never
I
played
remember.
them.
Yeah, I think I played like one of them, but I don't remember which one.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Well, they're all
Never played.
never
This
played.
is how we get rid of half of this list. I'm
Extermination?
also super disappointed because I don't see Geist on this list, and that is my like game of the millennium.
When did that come out?
It was on the GameCube. It was a GameCube exclusive horror game. Oh my god. Nintendo, remake it, please. Just for me.
Extermination, never heard of it.
No.
Fatal Frame. Now I've heard good things about this series.
I love Fatal Frame. it's like one of the most unique horror games I feel like that has ever come out.
Is it like
Where
every
you,
picture frame hung on a wall is like slightly crooked and just kind of
yeah,
triggers
you're just like dusting, and then it like turns more, and you're like, no,
I need a level.
this frame's gonna make me fatal.
I never played any of the Fatal Frames. I just heard there's like a cult following for it.
Yeah, I think 2 was the best one.
Did you play
It's like 2, 1, and 3. Yeah. Yeah, I played those 3. I never played any of the like spin-off
Were
ones
they
or whatever.
scary, though?
For the time? Oh yeah.
So
It's literally just like ghosts running at you, and you just have to like pull out your camera really quick and like take a picture of them so they go away.
huh. So what, pretty scary?
Yeah, I'd put them all in pretty scary. For the time, super unique, and like they definitely need something though, like a remake or something. Like they do not hold up at all.
This is Fatal Frame, right? This one on the Wii?
Yeah, I don't know what that one is though.
Oh.
Well, that one's like a spin-off one. That one and the one on the Wii U that never came to America.
What about this one? Fatal Frame, was this 1?
That's the first one, yeah.
Forbidden Siren, never heard of it.
I've never heard of that series.
Ghost Hunter?
Uh,
Glass Rose? That's not.
no.
Never heard of it.
This next one's kind of intriguing though. What is Gregory Horror Show? What system is that on?
Oh my god!
I kind of want to play it.
Yeah, it looks scary.
It's on the PS2. All right, I gotta find that.
What's this? I have no idea what this is.
Haunting Scotland? Is that what that says? Oh, Haunting Ground. Oh, I've heard of it. I've never played it. It's
okay.
like a $300 PS2 game or something
Really?
like that. Yeah, it's insane. What does that say? Indiana Rugburn?
Indigo Prospect or Prophecy.
Oh, Prophecy. Oh, I've heard of it. I've never played it though.
I have never heard of this.
No.
Manhunt 2.
Manhunt though? Oh,
But like, is it? I mean,
they're so good. Rockstar, get off of GTA. Go back to Manhunt. God. What was that? There was that one scene in that game.
but would you consider it horror?
What's the Doorway to Hell, I think it was called. Where you're looking through like the security cameras at the one guy, and he's just like being real weird, and you're tracking him down, and then he just like vanishes and disappears. You're like, where did he go?
Where did he go?
Is it horror?
It's like
not really. It's like a thriller.
It's a great game. It's just not. I just wouldn't really put it under horror.
Yeah, they're not like scary games.
Put not a horror, I guess.
Yeah, both of them, and not a horror. Unless you play it on the Wii, then it's a real horror.
That's a good laugh. Michigan Report from Hell.
That doesn't even sound like a game. That's
just like a really bad book report.
Right. Don't go to Michigan. Here's my report from hell.
Obscure? Never heard of
it.
No. Obscure again? Still never heard of it.
Yeah. You didn't get me with the first one. You're not getting me with the second one.
Rule of Rose? Never heard of it. Abyss? Never heard of it. Jesus. Shadow Town? Never heard of it.
Shadow the Hedgehog? Now that's a horror game.
Siren Blood Rose?
Yeah, nope. We're gonna keep going. All right.
Spirit Camera? I've heard of it. I've never.
That I've heard of, at least. Yeah.
Have you played The Suffering?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I know you have.
Oh,
yeah.
This game traumatized me. Okay, absolutely traumatized me. I still watch clips of today. I'm like, oh my god, It's like, so. Just to give a synopsis. You're this dude that goes to prison for murdering, supposedly murdering his wife and daughter. And then you learn the second one you didn't. And then like these demons are just like summoned onto into this prison, and you have to escape. But like It's just like everything is just so perfect about this game. Like it's super scary the whole time. The music's scary. There's alternate endings because like there's these morality choice sections where it's like, do you want to help this person or just leave them to die? And it's like super gruesome. It's it's honestly a masterpiece. As for how scary it is, I'm gonna say, I mean, it did traumatize me. It's like, I mean, like
Sounds like a scary game. Yeah.
it really is though. Like it did this really cool imaging, like how do I put it? It's like there'd be like images of someone like being tortured or like scream or like psychotic screams, and it would just be like implanted on the screen lightly so you'd see it but still see the gameplay. And it's just
Right.
like I don't know. It was really gruesome. An amazing game. You know what? I'm putting in super spooky. That game is
Yeah. Nice.
I want to go back. I really wish they did like a remaster. The Suffering, what is it called? Oh, Ties That Bond. I mean, it wasn't as scary. It was like it's all right.
Yeah.
You go to the city, like you escape the prison. And it's like a direct sequel, and then somehow it's like apparently some person like some spirit like manipulated you into murdering your family or something, and it's all about like getting your family to forgive you. It's I mean, you're in the city now. That's basically like
Right.
the only difference. But yeah, I'm gonna say like I guess kind of scary. But I really want to go back. The Suffering one though, I refuse to rewatch that game anymore because I just get like nightmares. Man, that game's so good.
All right. We're going to have to play it.
Yeah, I'd love to for like a Halloween stream.
Yeah.
The Thing, I didn't know it got a game, but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
The Files, yeah, no. The
No.
only file you're gonna find on me is I have like IBM or IBS. Yeah, IBS. That's my file. I don't know what this thing have a title. It's just a picture.
It's just a bunch of anime people. I guess it's pretty scary.
Alien Trilogy. I don't know what games they're referring to.
I guess it's on the PlayStation. Do you just play through the
Alien movies, right? Like I mean, I know Alien vs Predator, um, Alien
uh
Isolation, but I can't think of like, yeah, I can't think of what this is referring to.
yeah, it just says the game consists of 30 levels and 3 queen alien bosses. So it
Interesting.
takes like stuff from each movie, I guess.
Okay. Amnesia. The Dark Descent. That game is really scary.
It when it first came out and I first played that game, yeah.
I think it's a
Now
classic.
like yeah, it's just a classic. Now it like I don't get phased by it, but like when I first played it, yeah, that game was super spooky.
I think it's a classic. I think it should be super spooky. I
Yeah,
think like everyone knows Amnesia. Everyone's been scared or traumatized by it. It's
right. Or
uh
watched it or whatever.
I get yeah, this one doesn't have like the pig machine or something. I never played that one. Did you play the sequel?
No, I haven't played it yet.
Mm.
I think I have it, but
The Calling. Never heard of it.
I always wanted to play that one too. That's another like Wii horror game that's apparently
Okay.
amazing, but
Oh, does it have the ring on it on the Wii? I really hope it does. That game was incredibly scary.
yeah.
The Call of Cthulhu. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Cthulhu. Cthulhu. Chaos Bread? Is that what?
Yeah, I thought it said beans, but yeah.
I never heard of it.
Nope.
Constantine. This game is not real. This game is terrible. Oh my god.
So bad.
I remember I
It's so
begged
bad.
my dad to like rent it from Blockbuster, and then I finally got it. I'm like, wow, this is like the worst game I've ever played. Absolute. I just like my dad would ask me like, "Oh, how's the game?" I'm like, "Oh, it's pretty good." And I was just like, "Oh my god, I can't play this. This is actually a waste of money." Uh, that was terrible. Just not. That's not a game. I want to remove it from the list. It shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Don't know what this is.
These are corpse parties. I've never played them, but
Corpse part. Okay. Vampire? Is that what it's just called? Just vampire?
yeah, just vampire.
Okay.
Okay.
Cursed Mountain.
I missed out on the Wii like
Apparently,
horror games, I
we had
guess. I was
banger
too busy
horrors.
playing Brawl, I guess.
Oh yeah, same. Curse. Never heard of it. Well, Dead Space series sucks, so I'm gonna put that in garbage, and then we're gonna go from there. What's
All right. Dead Space 1. 10 out of 10, perfection.
As a horror game.
As a horror game, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They get worse as they go on. The horror aspect, at least.
Right.
Dead Space 2, it like kept the spooky alive, but definitely went to more action.
Gotcha.
Still
super spooky or pretty scary?
Down a tier, pretty spooky. Dead Space 3, the spookiest thing was how terrible the ending of that game was. Did you ever finish Dead Space 3?
No, what happens?
All right, spoiler alert. They decide they have to blow up the moon because it's an egg for this like alien race or something. Something absolutely ridiculous like that. So they blow up the moon. I still love the game. I had a blast playing it, but
I like that premise actually.
It like was interesting, but at the time I first played it, I was like, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard.
So what, like barely scary or?
Yeah, barely scary. It had a couple of jump scares to it, but like it was definitely more action than anything, but still held a little spooky vibe. And I never played Extraction. Again, I missed out on the Wii. Like playing anything else other than Brawl, I guess.
Dark Delusion. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Tecmo's Deception.
No, I think that says Teemo's Deception. Dropping shrooms. Yeah, walk over here, buddy.
I'm your tour guide. Oh, Timo, why? Never. Kagero.
Kagero? Never heard of it.
Dino Crisis. I've heard of them.
Those aren't horror games. Dino Crisis. Those are just like first-person shooters where you're killing dinosaurs.
Right, that's what I thought. So I'm not sure.
Yeah,
maybe like the slight jump scare of like a dinosaur like coming out at you. I guess.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's parts where like the velociraptors will jump out of the bushes and whatever and kind of scare you, I guess. But they're not horror games.
Dino Stalker.
I think that's a spin-off. I don't think I ever played it, but yeah, I think that was a spin-off of the Dino Crisis series.
Disaster. This looks like a disaster.
That just looks like a bad game. D's
nuts.
D's nuts. All right, super spooky. They got me. They got us way back on the PS1. They've been waiting 30 years for this.
You just open it up, it's the manual, just like just D's nuts. There's no game disc, you idiot. All right. Doom. I don't see these as horror. I mean, Doom 3 actually, they went for a horror vibe, but it did not work out.
I was gonna say, yeah, 3 was the only one where it was kind of scary because it was like dark everywhere. And you had a flashlight and you were like shooting the demons.
I would say barely scary. Yeah, like it tried. It just wasn't.
Right, 3 gets a horror rating at least. The rest, they're just
not horror
action shooters. Yeah,
right. They're not horror games. That's not a horror. Not a horror. The worst part about this is that I have to keep scrolling up and down because there's just so many. Doom Eternal, still not a horror.
Yeah.
Bug Island on the Wii. I mean,
dude, I gotta boot up the Wii and like download these games or something.
I guess it depends on what kind of bugs we're talking about here. With the cockroach, I'm scared. Never played it though.
No.
Eternal Darkness, I've heard of.
Eternal Darkness was like if you took Prince of Persia and just threw zombies in. That's 100% what that game is.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't remember it being like super scary. It had a couple of jump scares where like a zombie would jump out of a room at you or something, but like I don't know. Yeah, I'd say barely scary.
Evil Twin, never heard of it.
Nope.
Fear Offset, never heard of it. Fear Offset, never heard of it. Final Doom, I don't know. Never heard of it.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Color, never heard of it. I just
yeah, we skipped to
Half-Life is not a horror game.
Half-Life, yeah. There's no horror aspect to Half-Life.
Haunted Mansion.
I mean, I guess so.
Right, like I mean,
technically you're not wrong, but
Hell Knight.
There's definitely some questionable games on this. I don't know who made this list, but like
House of the Dead is not a horror. That's just it's
just like a zombie. It's just like no, that's what is that called? Typing Dead or something?
I think for some reason I confused it too.
House of the Dead was like a Sega Dreamcast or Genesis game that they
Oh.
like always remake. It wasn't bad.
Is it a horror though?
I guess for the time, if
It's
we're
barely
considering
scary.
like the Dreamcast, yeah.
Random Japanese
Uh,
symbols.
Okay,
Never heard
good.
Juggernaut. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Oh, the Grudge is on here.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
dude,
you go.
this.
I've heard amazing. That
Th-
game is another Wii horror game that's like $200, and I never played it.
Every time I go to sleep, I look at the corners in fear of my life. I just like this game. This franchise just absolutely destroyed my mental
Right.
fortitude. And this game is just like it's weird because they didn't know how to like how do I put it? This if you can look it up for me, I'm pretty sure this game also had like what's it called? Not prop ups, but it tried to scare you by making you think it was the Grudge woman, but it was just like a random like what's the word I'm looking for? Do you remember in Donkey Kong Country Donkey Kong Country 64, the boss where it's like it's a fake King K. Rool? It's a cutout. There we go. It had cutouts that would like pretend to scare you to like throw you off from the real deal.
That
I-
sounds
I-
familiar.
I'm pretty sure it's this game. I'm like either way, from what I remember anyway. Either way, this game was like terrifying. I mean,
Wow, this game just looks terrible. I'm just like clicking through a random gameplay video,
Right.
and this game just looks terrifying.
yeah, I mean, definitely play if you. I play.
Oh my!
It's like it really was terrifying. In fact,
Ew.
I had to put it above the stuff.
Oh god, there's a clip of her just like in front of the guy through a door.
Yeah,
Oh, and it like zoomed in on her mouth. Oh,
it is one of the scariest games I've ever played.
yeah,
It's
that's
just like
too spooky for me.
and I don't even know why I played it because I knew beforehand out there like how much the movie had terrified me. Speaking of which, don't watch the remake. God, those are awful.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, no.
The Grudge 2 is pretty good though.
Was it?
The Grudge 3 had one. Actually, the ending to Grudge 3 was pretty nuts. Like I'm not sure. Did you watch it? We should watch this. Man, there's so much stuff we got to do.
I know.
Once we get enough subscribers and money, we'll do that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I'd love to watch these back to back and just like be like, like I go to bed and then I just knock on your door like, dude, can we cuddle? Like I'm just
I can't sleep alone
I
tonight.
can't sleep alone tonight. Yeah, the Grudge 3 was. I mean, it was like an overall kind of bad movie, but the ending was like an insanely good twist. So anyway,
Yeah.
all right. Random letters and number.
All right. Good.
Never
Good.
heard of it. Life. I never heard of it.
Nope.
Never heard of Martian. Monster. Really?
Yes. DreamWorks Monster House for the PS2. Super spooky. Top S tier. Thank you. This peak horror game.
Peak horror. Yeah. Right. The second you step in, you get crushed to death. That's just like the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we never played it, but I'd have to assume if we did, it'd be in super spooky.
Yeah,
That's like,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
I think it's a
that'd be the
fair
best one.
assessment.
Yeah.
Never heard of these Japanese symbols. Never heard of these symbols either.
Nope.
Creature 2.
Yeah. Never heard of that.
You know what? You know what? Franchise is a game. What's it called? They're making a new one, or they're like rebooting it. Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Nightmare Creatures. Never heard of it.
No. Onimusha is not a horror game. Not even. I can't even think of a part that would be scary. I guess that you like go to hell and fight a demon at the like end of it, but like can't. Yeah, no, not a horror game.
Over Blood. Never heard of it.
Nope.
PE. So I guess they're talking about like gym class, and it's just
those are Parasite Eve.
Oh,
They were on PS1. They're weird, but I wouldn't say like scary. He plays like an reporter that investigates like a murder, and then it turns out there's like a demon queen or something eating people. I'd say like barely spooky for both of them.
Scary. The only spooky
Scary.
one is super spooky. God, piss me off.
Spoopy
Parasite Eve
doopy.
again.
Yeah, same thing.
eh,
Just barely scary.
Another Parasite. Pneumonia. Oh wait, no. Penumbra.
Yeah, Penumbra. I
Yeah.
never played them. I've heard amazing things about them though.
I don't know what this is.
A scary girl on the cover. Yeah,
Primal. Never heard of
that
it.
doesn't even sound like a horror game. Okay.
Raw Danger.
Yeah, when you're going raw, it's
man,
dangerous.
exactly. That's just a warning. That's not a horror. Run Like Hell. That's a cool name. I'll give it that.
That is a really cool name.
Yeah, I've never heard of it though.
I've never played Shadow Hearts. I've heard of it. I know it's like George's favorite game ever, but I've never played it.
Trapped.
Nope.
Never heard of it. Virtue's
All right, we're
Lazarus.
getting to some good ones here. Here we go.
I never played this one, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of this one. I've never played it. Same with Zero Time Dilemma.
Zombie U though.
This might be the best horror game.
Really?
Not because the game's scary, but just the ability to play it on the Wii U, like at the 12 frames it ran at. Dude, you had to be scared just to hope the game loaded up, honestly.
Didn't they port it to everything and just called Zombie?
Yeah, and it was still just as bad.
It's just still terrible. Did you play it?
Just garbage. Oh yeah. I played it on the Wii U.
Oh,
It was garbage. It was real bad.
I remember they like advertised the hell out of it when it was it like a launch title?
It was a really cool gimmick to it where like I forget what it was. The gamepad, you could like move it to shake the zombies off and stuff. But yeah, it just like I don't know. It just flopped. It was so bad.
Alan Wake. Now I actually love the game. I thought
I
it was a great
love
game.
Alan Wake.
Alan Wake is a great game. I can't wait for what the new one.
Yeah, the second one.
The problem, right, is it had spooky moments, but
it's more of a thriller than like
right
a horror.
right.
But there were definitely some like
Spooky,
scary
moments
to it. I'd put it in like what's the middle tier?
Kind of scary.
Kind of scary, yeah. It has a nice like spooky vibe. Spooky vibe to it.
Yeah, also just a great game.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. Just play the game just because the game's good.
Not on the Switch, because apparently it actually looks worse on the Switch than the original. Yeah. All right, excuse me, we're professionals.
Alice, I love this game. This game is such a like cult classic. So they took Alice in Wonderland and just made it like a horror thing where she's just like killing everybody. Oh, it's so good.
Really? I had no idea it was like that.
Yeah, the guy, I forget what his name is. It's like American McGee or something he goes by. He's making a sequel to it that's all being like Kickstarter funded. But like the first one was just such a amazing sleeper hit that like nobody ever played.
What would you put it?
I'd put it in pretty scary, honestly.
Scary. All right, I'll take your word for it.
Scary.
Alien Isolation. I'm not sure if this is a hot take, but I honestly think that is an amazing horror game.
Okay, good. We're on the same wavelength. They did such a good job of making me feel weak and powerless, like more than I already was. Like by never giving you a weapon in that game and just like, oh, you see the alien, you run, you get away from it because you're gonna die otherwise. And like the first person was so good.
And then when you get a
weapon,
which is a flamethrower, it's just a scare it. It's just like
right. my only like bad thing about the game was like I felt like it was way too long. There was like almost 30 chapters in that game or something like that, and it was like 18 hours long. But I guess like that's not even like a bad thing,
right?
Honestly,
I think it's super.
It's it's an S tier game. It's great.
Like it is. I'm gonna put Behind the Grudge, but it is like, it is super scary and it's near impossible in the hardest difficulty. It is just like that game. At least like I mean, it's not really that scary after the first time you beat it, but that first time though is just incredible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Alien Colonial Marines is not a horror game. That's just
Yeah, I mean, the
garbage.
scariest part is you bought that for full price and you went home and you were like, "Oh my god, what did I just do?"
I'm scared because I lost my money. This is
Yeah.
terrible. Yeah, that's a garbage game. Alien vs Predator is not a horror game. I mean, it has jump scares in the multiplayer, right?
I was
Like,
gonna say the scariest part wasn't the single player; it was the multiplayer when you played as the Marines and the aliens were just like coming at you.
yeah. I
But
mean,
that game is an absolute banger.
actually, I'm gonna put in kind of scary because, like, it. At least with single player games, you know, it's like once you replay it, you kind of know what's gonna happen. But every
Right.
multiplayer match is a new scary experience.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was that game was an absolute banger. Even not even as a horror game, like the multiplayer was like
Just
perfected.
yeah, everything about it was just so
Oh
good.
my God, it's like it was like one Predator versus two Alien versus three Marines, and it was just chef's kiss.
Yeah.
If you're gonna remaster a game, Sega, do that one. I didn't know
Yeah.
Sega made
Seriously.
that. To be honest,
Yeah, they publish all the Alien games.
cool. Publish this one then.
Yeah.
Among the Sleep.
I played Did you ever play this game?
Never
It
heard
was
of
like an indie game that came out when the PS4 and Xbox One first came out.
Mhm.
It's really weird. You play as like a kid who's like trying to find his teddy bear, and then he goes in the closet and gets sucked into this like dream world. I think the whole premise of the game was that his parents either were getting divorced or one of them died. I don't remember what it was. But he was like dealing with it with his teddy beir.
If you didn't say that as a kid with his teddy bear, looking at it like from how far it is, it looks like a squirrel in a costume. So that's why I was like, wow.
I don't remember it really being scary though. I'd say like barely scary.
Barely scary.
Barely.
Barely. All right.
Plague
Plague
Tale's
Tale?
not a horror
Yeah,
game.
it's not a horror game. That's just the horror is having to deal with that many rats, but
Right. The
they're not.
horror is the plague. But
Right. Back in 1995. That's just a time period.
yeah, that was a scary year because I was born that year, and honestly, it's been all going downhill since then. But
I heard Bendy and the Ink Machine's like a really good horror game.
I never played it. I watched a ton of it. I don't think I ever actually finished watching like what happens at the end, but it was really interesting for what it was, this like kids horror game.
Right.
So
BioShock.
oh my god, peak horror right there. BioShock 1, we're not talking about the other ones. BioShock 1 though, oh my god. With the little sisters everywhere and just it was so good.
Of all the questionable ones on here, I think even he knew two and the other one were horrors because that's the only
He was
one
like, I can't put them on here.
I just can't.
But yeah, BioShock 1.
I could put Monster House on here, but BioShock is where I draw the line.
I'll put Monster House and Haunted House on here before I put BioShock 2. BioShock 1 though, absolutely, this is probably the best one so far.
Oh yeah, I mean, not even just as like a horror game, it's just also
just
a
overall as a game,
and it only went downhill from there.
Yeah.
Bloodborne is not a horror game. It's creepy.
I was gonna say I could see like some of the spooky vibes. I guess you could put it in barely scary just for the crows. The crows that just like jump up and scream at you when you attack them.
It's just like I mean, there's like very few like jump scares or maybe in terms of like attacks and stuff where you said, but
right,
the vibe is creepy. It's not like meant to be a horror game.
Right.
Blood Wilted, never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Blue Stinger, never heard of it. It looks like a terrible movie. Call of Cthulhu again.
Yeah, the remake. I never played it.
Carrie? Is that based on the movie?
Yeah, I guess so.
It looks old.
Yeah,
these are not horror games. These
Castlevania games are not horror
games. Right, they're not.
Yeah, I've played. I think I played all of those, but they're not horror games.
They're not. They're just not horror games. I mean,
yeah,
there's literally nothing to be scared of. I think there's so many on this site that it's like slowing down the web page, which is almost impressive. Come on, thank you. It's got more to go. Yeah, this is fun. The real horror of this episode is again me just dragging and dropping an overloaded website.
Yeah. A website that can't handle it.
What is this? The City of the Lost Child?
Uh,
I don't know. That guy's
nope.
got a really weird monocle going on.
Yeah, no idea.
Claire. Is
I've
that
seen the cover for this game, but
that's not the one where you're like a dude who's like, like cheating on his girl with another girl with the same name and like it's like the puzzle. It's like a live Tetris nightmare. Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, Catherine. Not
kind
Catherine.
of.
Catherine.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, never. Okay, so I never heard this one. Jericho? I've heard of this. I never.
I always wanted to play it. It always seemed like it'd be super scary, but
Condemned Bloodshot was unbelievable.
oh my god.
Unbelievable.
That was like the original Outlast before that came out. Oh my
Right.
I don't really remember the first one too much.
I don't think I played the first one, to be honest.
I
But
think you were like a cop in a insane asylum again or something like that.
right.
But
Bloodshot,
Bloodshot though, banger.
super
Absolutely.
spooky. That game was
Yeah.
it was quite the game. Like 10 out of 10. Control
Yeah.
is not a horror game. I don't know what they thought.
Yeah.
I don't know why they put all this like bloatware on here.
They're like, oh, I peed a little when I played this game. Let me put it
Also,
on the list.
I have a very hard time believing this person played all these games.
Right? They just like looked up horror games and
Yeah.
put them all on there.
Crypt Miller.
Nope.
I've never heard of it. I don't even know what DS is. That what this is?
Yeah, D2.
All right, Dante's Inferno is not a horror game. I don't know
Nope.
where that's. I mean, it's
that one they're
I
pulling
love that
straws
game.
at.
I love that game. I would kill for a remaster.
Yeah.
That's not a horror game. Like the scariest part is fighting off fetuses. Literally, like they're unborn babies that aren't baptized. They're like screaming the whole time. That's I guess a little unhinged, but Darkest Dungeon isn't. I mean, it's not.
It's a roguelike. It's not like scary.
Yeah, it's not scary. Like, oh my god, am I gonna make it?
Yeah.
Darkseid 2, never heard of
Nope.
it.
Nope.
Yeah, never heard of this one. This is just a heart. I don't know what they're going with. Days Gone, I mean, it's got
kind of,
not
but
a horror, right?
yeah, it's more of an action shooter
Right.
than anything. Same with Dead Island.
Right. All because the zombie does not make it a horror. Like I feel like the person does not understand this. And also, I would honestly argue should be in garbage, but Riptide I think sucked, especially compared to the first one. But
Riptide was awful.
Garbage.
Yeah.
That game was just no. Deadly Premonition. I've heard of it, never played it.
I own both of them on the Switch because I would really want to play them. I've heard amazing things about them, but
this is
it's a very half-naked anime girl on there.
Or something. Yeah, I never heard of it.
High school D&D.
I would argue. All right. Well, first of all, I'm putting Dead Rising. What's this? Yeah, this is 4, right? Yeah, 4. This is just garbage. This shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's just
shouldn't
an abomination.
You said there'd be mini golf. Oh, I'm so funny.
I'd say 1's the only one that
I would say 1
maybe has a spooky factor to it. Yeah,
I would actually argue all 3 are barely scary, purely because like
right.
There's some scenes where it has like a jump scare of someone getting like mauled.
Right. I think it's also more like messed up than anything. Right. Like Dead Rising 1, like the one that comes to mind is like the chef that eats people. Like he's cooking up like
I
human
love that.
flesh.
Yeah.
Like that's just creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah, I'd say they're all barely scary.
Actually, I might have to put Dead Rising 1 in kind of scary because I think everyone remembers the clown. That boss fight, the scariest. That thing was. Yeah, that was like it.
That was like, actually scary. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna put it at like the top of barely purely for that fight. That thing was like nightmare fuel, and then when it died, it just like the chainsaws fall on him, and he's just like still laughing.
Yeah.
I like as an adult, I'll just be like, can someone else do this section?
Someone play this for me, please.
Yeah, it's the same way I feel about Majora's Mask and the giant fish. I just couldn't just couldn't deal with it. I refuse to. Deathmark. Yeah,
never played it.
I guess it's a bad movie or something. I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, I can't even read that
Same
title.
thing. Same thing. Devil May Cry is not a horror game. I don't
No,
know why
not
they
at
just have
all.
the first one here, but it's not a horror. Dracula.
Yeah, nope. Get them out of here.
Dying Light wasn't scary. It's a great game, but there
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
like
not
a
really like a horror game.
yeah. I mean, like the only scary parts, right, is like when you're in the super dark and you're trying to like run away from the super strong zombie.
Yeah.
I never played the Evil Within. I know you have.
Oh my god. The first one is definitely like super spooky.
Really?
It definitely goes up there. The second one is more of like a psychological thriller than a like horror game. But like the ending of the second game is so incredibly like messed up and nuts. I'd say it's still like pretty scary. The whole atmosphere of the game's pretty scary too. I mean, it's the guy who like originally made Resident Evil series.
Oh, really?
He like worked on all of them. Yeah.
I mean, I saw like gameplays. I never gave it a
Right.
shot. The Fear
Oh my
games.
God. I want a remake of this whole trilogy. These are some of the most messed up and scary games I have ever played, except for 3, because 3 kind of sucked. But the fact that like you would just be like walking down a hallway and a ghost would just like run across the hallway and you'd be like, what was that? like nothing would ever come of it. You'd never see that ghost again. They just programmed like literally random ghosts everywhere that would mess you up. And there'd be points where you're like walking and like you had like weird powers where you could like control time or whatever in the game.
Mhm.
But like there'd be points where you're like in a gunfight and then it would just like end and everybody would be dead. And you're like, what just happened? Like, oh my, 1 and 2 definitely like super spooky. 3 had a fear factor to it, but like definitely got more actiony, I think. I'd still put it in like pretty scary though.
What's the premise though? Just like ghost girl haunting you?
You are like you work for like the government and someone's testing using ghosts as like bionuclear weapons or something for like military purposes. And you're like trying to take it down and shut the portals down and stuff. But oh, it's so good. I want a remake of that trilogy like right now.
Gears of War is not a horror. Great
Not
game.
a horror game.
Not a horror game.
No, I can't even think of a scary part of that game.
Maybe losing a chainsaw duel.
Right.
It's like no.
But that's just rage fuel. That's not like
True.
scary. Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
Yep. No
That
idea.
is
Nope.
that is Home. Oh my god, Home. This game is super creepy. I love this game. Oh my god, Home. Wow.
I don't think
Kudos
I
to
ever
them for
played
knowing
it.
this.
Yeah.
Really? This game was so weird. And it was super scary. Oh man, and I love that it's like it's not even like an official image; it's like a picture that someone took of,
Of the
game.
physical copy of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna put pretty scary, very bottom of it. But that game was like, there's a lot of different endings. None of it made sense. It's just like you just
Right.
woke up and the city's just like destroyed. It's like a horror fest, and it's like I think it's something connection to your nightmares or something. But I
Right.
really want to go back to play it, but unfortunately, it was PS4 only. Home Sweet Home. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Overkill. Familiar. Never heard of it. Or
Yeah,
familiar.
I think it was a Wii game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Wii game. Yeah, I see that. Hungry Ghost. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Hunter the
Hunted?
Reckoning.
Yeah, I
Never
don't think
heard
I've
of
ever played any of this.
More Hunter. Illbleed. Kind of cool name.
Nope.
But,
Yeah.
Land of the Dead. I got a game. I didn't know that. Never
I
mind.
guess so.
The last of I wouldn't
There
consider
are
it horror, but yeah, but like
There's parts with the clickers though
Right,
that just
right.
like freak me out.
I say barely scary.
Yeah.
It's like those moments. It's just like it's
Yeah,
intense.
it's definitely more action than
Right. Left 4 Dead though, they're not scary. They're not. They're not. horror.
they're same with Left 4 Dead though. There's parts where you're like in dark buildings and then you hear like a witch crying and you're like, oh no.
I guess I can see that. Or my scary or my jump scares when like the
the tank like busts out at
Oh,
you,
no,
or
not
someone gets
that.
grabbed by the liquor.
Yeah,
Like,
the one that like just jumps on you and just starts just beating the crap out of you.
yeah,
I'll put them barely scary. I like they have some purposely scary factors to them.
yeah.
Again, as this website is like dying on me. I like how they just skipped Little Nightmare. Oh, never mind. I thought this was the second one. Little Nightmares. You
I
played this, right?
love Little Nightmares. Yeah.
Isn't it more
Uh,
creepy than horror?
yeah, there's not really like jump scares or anything to it. It's just like a weird atmosphere and a weird setting. I'd still put it in like kind of scary. I honestly think the second one though, that was definitely more of a horror game than anything, than like
Gotcha.
creepy.
Lollipop Chainsaw is not a horror game.
Yeah, I never played
never
it, but
played
it just
never
seems
played it. Was not a horror. Yeah.
interesting.
Oh wait, hold on. I feel like an idiot. It wasn't Home. It was Lone Survivor. What the hell
Oh,
is
okay.
Home?
That one I've played. I don't know what Home is.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back for that one. But my point still stands though. This game was super scary to me, and it didn't really make any sense, and it was really hard to beat. And I kept dying in this one stupid hallway, and I really wish I could play it again. I know it was on the Vita, and I just really wish I could go back to
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah, I think that's what I played it on the Vita.
where did I put it? Oh,
I
but Home
think
pretty
you-
scary.
Yeah.
Then I don't know what Home is. I never played it.
Yeah.
Look kind of similar though. Oh my god, the scariest games known to man, Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi, no.
The scary part about Luigi's Mansion is the ending where you have like 0 gold and you look like you're gonna die.
Yeah, I really can't think of.
It's like
No.
kiddie horror, you know?
They're
It's
not.
like,
Yeah, right. Like they're. But even as like a kid, I
Yeah, I
don't think I was
was never really
scared of a
right,
Luigi's
yeah.
Mansion.
I'm gonna put not
They're
Oh,
barely scary,
yeah,
I guess, for the
barely.
kids.
Right. The one I can only think of that was like kind of spooky was the painter ghost in the first one. Just like the whole
Yeah,
vibe to it was kind of scary,
yeah,
but it really lost any like the creepiness vibes as it kept going.
right.
Evil Prophecy, never heard of it.
No.
And I wouldn't consider the Metroid horror.
I the only one I can think of is the first one being horror, where you're like
In the
in the
tunnels?
tunnels with
Yeah.
your like lighter as your light,
Right.
and you see like the things running around. The other two though, they definitely went to more like action. Definitely Exodus, because they were like above ground and like
Right.
there was nothing really scary about that one. Other maybe than like the demons flying around that would grab you, but
For what about 23 though? Where would you like?
I put him
scary?
pretty scary.
Oh, okay.
The first one definitely like had me. They've
But the other
kind of been
two?
going downhill, but
Yeah.
they're still like good games, but like horror wise, they definitely don't get scarier.
Not a horror. Not really a horror. As this game is, or as this website's dying on me. Murder Soul Suspect. I watch you play this, and I want to like just murder myself because it's terrible.
I loved the game, like the
Really?
story and
Oh,
stuff,
okay,
but like the gameplay was it was just so boring and
It
like
was really boring.
yeah, I love the premise of it where you're like a detective that got killed and now you're solving
Solving
your
your own-
crime while you're
right.
dead. Yeah. But like yeah, the gameplay was just so boring.
Right.
It was like open world when it really didn't need to be open world.
Garbage.
Yeah, I mean play it but don't expect much from it.
That's
Just enjoy the story pretty much.
right. Necronomicon, I guess that's what it is. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Never heard of it. NG, never heard of it.
Nope.
Outlast. I like how they don't have Outlast 2 on here because they I assume knew that game was
Right.
nowhere near as good. Just like absolute trash compared to the first. This game was really scary though.
Yeah, this was they
Oh,
did
no.
a good job of like what Alien Isolation did, where like you couldn't fight back. You just had
Right.
to run and hide.
Oh, and the scene where he chops off your finger.
Yes.
Oh man, I kind of want to put it in super. It's like it's iconic. Like when someone does a
Right.
horror game, Outlast is one of the first I think about.
Right? And like everybody knows it. Everybody's
Right.
played it.
And
like
the scene where like there's those two like twins, but like their dongs are just sticking out. You know
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
That was pretty scary.
Yeah, that was pretty scary.
yeah, I'd put it in super spooky.
yeah.
Yeah. It deserves it.
I never played Prey. I've only
I
heard good things.
hated
Really?
the new Prey game. The
Huh.
original wasn't bad, but I
Oh, I didn't know it
also
was a
don't
remake.
remember.
Huh.
I don't remember it being scary at all, but the remake, I couldn't
Garbage?
stomach it. It was just bad. Yeah, garbage. I mean, I heard it got better with the DLC and all the updates they did, but
What
like
about the original?
uh I can't remember it being scary. I'd put it in barely scary for now.
All right. I'll give it that. Quake. I
Uh,
don't think there's a horror game.
isn't that just an online shooter?
I'm gonna put. I mean, I haven't played it, so but
Yeah,
Rain World.
I have
Never
no
heard of it.
idea.
Undead Nightmare.
Oh, it's
No,
not
no, no, no,
scary,
hold on,
but
hold on,
it's
you're wrong. You're wrong. It is a horror
perfection.
game because the horror is that we'll never get an experience like this
Yes,
again from
you're right.
Rockstar. You cowards, absolute cowards.
That game that expansion is such perfection where John Marston just like rises from the grave and is just like, yeah, I'm back. Let's do it. Ah,
And like the intro is just like his wife and kid are zombies. Like, all right, I'm gonna tie you up. I'll come back. Like,
yeah.
I'll get a cure. Yeah, let's
It's S tier for content and just gameplay and everything, but like
not a horror.
horror wise, yeah,
Not
I
a
mean,
horror, but
not a horror.
why, Rockstar? Why do you hate us?
I don't know. I hate everybody.
I never played the Saw games, but I've heard good things. I just did you play?
I
them?
watched it. No, I watched the speed run of it at like GDQ last year or something like that, but it looked super interesting.
What is?
Yeah, I
this?
never played them.
Naked Man holding skull.
I have no idea what that is. Is that Time Crisis? What is that?
Telling of the Damned. Never heard of it. Shell
Yeah.
Shock. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Singularity.
Nope.
I've heard of it. I never played it.
I've heard it. Yeah, I never played it.
Sinking City. Never heard of it.
Never played it. Yeah.
Splatterhouse. I've heard of it, but I've never.
That's like a super cult classic game, but
Not
yeah,
really.
I never played it.
Stubbs the Zombie is not a horror game. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Not.
I think I bought the remake of it because I wanted to play it, but
Mhm.
it's not a horror game.
The Coma. I think I know what this game's about. Hear me out. You're in
You're
a
in a
coma.
coma.
You're in a coma. The Darkness.
It's so
That's such
good.
that game was amazing.
God, 360 really hit different with all these horror games.
But I mean, I never really saw it as a horror though, to be honest.
I honestly can only remember the second one. I really don't remember what happens in the first one.
I mean, the first one you like, you're like pseudo murdered and you're just trying to get revenge, and then like at the end, it's kind of like a Scarface situation where, you
Right,
just,
and you get like the powers of the shadow and
right,
stuff.
you just murk everyone.
It's not really a horror game,
right. It's not a
though.
horror game. It's just a really good game. A really good game that
Yeah.
deserves another sequel.
Yeah, just put it in. Not a horror.
Fear? This isn't like the actual Fear, right?
No, I don't know what that is.
The
The
Note?
Note? Wow.
Yeah, I know why that's a horror. The Order? I didn't. That wasn't a horror, right?
Kinda. It was like a jump scare machine,
This is a
basically.
trash launch title, right?
I loved it for what
really?
it was. I thought the story was super interesting. It was about like werewolves and stuff in the 1800s.
Mhm.
It's like barely scary though. There's no like scary parts to it.
So barely scary.
Yeah, barely scary.
The Ring. They made a game. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Wait, unless it's not based off the movie. Terror Ready? Is that what it said? Terror Realm. I don't know. Something about this doesn't scream it's from the movie, but I could be.
It's on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, it's not from the movie then. Never heard of this one. Touch the Dead. No, thank you.
It was based off the movie.
Huh. The Town Light. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Although it reminds me of that movie, The Tooth Fairy, where it's a horror, where it's like, have you seen it?
Yeah.
That movie was really good. I liked it a lot.
I really want to go see that new one with the guy who played Hopper. No, the guy who played Hopper in Stranger Things. He's playing like Santa Claus, where he like murders everybody.
Huh.
Seems pretty interesting.
Never played it. Until Dawn.
I love that game.
Was that the one where it's like you're in a house? It's all like choices you make, and
Yeah, you're running from like what are they called? Wendigos or whatever.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it good? Is it? Oh, what would you give it?
Whatever the second one is.
It's not. I don't think we rated that one. I don't think it's on this list.
Or the second tier. Sorry. Whatever the second
Oh.
tier is.
Pretty scary. All right. Until Dawn. Never heard of Altered Species. The Walking Dead Survival Instinct is not a horror game. That's just garbage. We're gonna put in garbage.
Yeah.
Over the sea of oh whoa. I did not mean to put darkness in garbage. That's my bad. Not a horror. I don't know.
Witty?
Yeah, Witty.
Witty.
Wolfenstein? Not a horror.
No, not at all.
Not a. Did you play this one?
I don't know if I ever played that one. I heard it was really bad, I think, and I never played it.
World War Z. Not a horror? I mean,
it's like Left 4 Dead. Yeah.
it's just trash, though.
Yeah, that was just really bad.
It's just the horror was playing it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yakuza,
Connecting to a lobby.
Dead Souls. Never heard of it.
Nope. No.
And Yamari, never heard of it.
Yeah,
Wow,
never played it.
okay. So I would say modestly 90% of this list is haven't played. But to be fair, a lot of this is in like another language. You know, I would say a fair amount of these are not heard of games.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, like could you walk up to somebody like, hey, you ever play Evil Twin? You ever
right.
play
There's a reason we haven't played them too. I feel
right.
like I'm sure a lot of them are just like garbage, or just like trapped in their times if they were good.
So then, what would be the scariest though? I mean, I don't think Spyro would be the scariest.
I honestly would put PT first.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know what I'd put second. I guess Silent Hill. I don't know. I feel like honestly it might be Outlast or Alien Isolation.
Yeah, I was gonna say Outlast. I was gonna say
they honestly like the other ones you can like fight back and stuff and you have guns and you know there's like gimmicks to them, but like those games like you literally just run and hide.
Or you're dead. Fight them. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say PT is probably the scariest thing we've gotten and
and like
ever.
It's incredibly scary.
Right. Even with the stuff that's not on that list that has like come out afterwards, I guess. Like I can't even think of anything else that really beats that.
Like talking about it right now, like I've already wet myself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how scared I am.
Just thinking about like going through that hallway 7,000 times in my head, like is actually creeping me out.
Yeah, right. That was well, either way, I mean, I at least safely say the Super Spooky is a very safe list, right? Like,
right.
All these are quite the bangers,
right?
You know, now I'm just scared. Scared. Yeah. All right. That I think that's it, right? I mean, it's not like I'm okay with the list. I just
I feel like it's pretty solid.
I just have some guilt towards the haven't played / finished, but to
be fair, we'll have to work on it.
A lot of these are obscure, like
right. They're very obscure or definitely just garbage. Like there's a reason we've never heard of them or played them.
Right. Like I'm sure a lot of people are gonna give us crap for not playing Gregory Horror Show.
Right.
Although it sounds amazing.
Although Gregory Horror Show is on my queue now. I'm looking out for it.
All right. Okay. So I guess once I hit the outro button, there we go. That's the show, guys. That's the Halloween special. I'm sick. Derek's Naruto. It's been a good time.
Believe it.
Believe it.
I will be Hokage one day.
Believe it. Like, comment, subscribe everywhere you listen to us. Rate us 5-star on Spotify and Apple specifically. Join our Discord. Join Twitter. Join Facebook, I guess, if you're old. Again, YouTube, 1,000 subscribers. Get us there so we can make pennies on the dollar. And I hope you guys had a good Halloween and, scare
Yeah.
some kids. I don't know. Do it. I don't know what you do for Halloween as an adult, but
I know. Tomorrow officially starts Christmas, so
Oh. boo.
enjoy that. Yeah, we skip Thanksgiving. It doesn't matter.
Bye. Have a good one, guys.
Bye bye.